Hey guys, welcome back. It's June 4th, I think, and I'm out here in basically my pajamas because, for one thing, I just put my daughter down to bed, and the other thing is it's hot. It's not so bad now. It's probably, I don't know, low 80s, but today the high, it got up to like 97 degrees. But this past week, or week and a half, I should say, I've been working on editing up the vacation videos, and then I've also been putting some real hard effort into this shed. I haven't filmed any of it because, quite frankly, all we did was put trim on it and build the doors and put paper on the roof. So I'll just kind of go through and show you guys what I did. But here's where we're at. And I ran into a little bit of an issue with the doors. I built the frames, okay, and test fitted them in there and laid everything down and then mounted the siding onto the frames. But what happened was, when I opened them and closed them, before they would close all the way, they would hit each other kind of in the, this is hard to do with here, I'll do this. So as we were closing them, they would hit like this, so you'd end up with a door like this. Instead of closing all the way, they would hit before they closed all the way. So I had to take a little bit of a Sawzall modification cut to, believe it or not, it was just the bottom corner. But I already had everything nailed together and all the frames were screwed together. So what I did was, I had this extra piece of green treat deck board laying in my little scrap wood pile back here. So I just used that to kind of cover up the Sawzall waviness cut, and it also overlaps this door so that it kind of secures everything shut. But I've got my latch on there, and yes, I know it's upside down, but that's just the way I had to put it on. I'm thinking about getting another pair of hinges for the middle, but these are pretty heavy-duty hinges, the ones that we got on here, so they'll probably be fine. But let me go ahead and unlock it, and I'll show you guys the inside, because we did put some shelves in there. All right, let's open it up. Now on the top, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've got one of those pin latches here. Same thing on the bottom, so that this can be opened all the way. They fill up fast, don't they? So what I've got here, it's the sandblast cabinet that I got from my cousin Mike, who's redoing the Peterbilt. And actually, speaking of that, he's starting his own channel, so the rest of the Peterbilt videos are going to be on his channel, and when he gets that up and running, I'll give you guys a link for that. But anyways, back to the shed. So this shelving unit came out of the garage over on the other side of my vehicle. So that's in here. Everything that was on that shelf, all the tractor parts, the lawn tools, you know, all that stuff, that's on that shelf. And then we built shelving that goes all the way around here, and most of the way, I would say 2/3 of the way out on that end wall. But I wanted to leave some space so I could hang the ladder and then put, you know, my engine hoist, engine stand, all that stuff over there in that corner. Snow blowers in here, both of the stationary, the John Deere Hit and Miss engine, and the international model, I believe it's an N, not an M, it's a LA engine is there. I got my lawn sweeper in here, I got the yard cart in here, all my lawn tools as far as like shovels and post hole diggers and all that stuff goes. Obviously the riding lawnmower or riding lawn tractor, the gas powered trimmer, wheelbarrow with a bunch of cribbing and blocks that I've been saving for different projects for tractors, and just stuff, lots of stuff. So but the plan is I'm going to get pretty much everything off the shelves in the garage and put it all up here, and you know, try to stack it in here because I have to take the shelves down in the garage for the very reason that I did a little discovery here. Now I knew this wall over here, you can see where it was cut, the sheetrock was cut to run wires. I knew that wall wasn't insulated, but this wall over here I wasn't sure. So I just took a hammer and knocked a hole through the sheetrock because I don't really mind patching one little hole. And there's no insulation in that wall either, so all that sheetrock has to come down, all this sheetrock has to come down, and then we got to insulate the walls, get everything down from the rafters, insulate the ceiling, and then sheetrock everything. And these shelves are actually going to have to be moved. This shelf here is going to have to be moved down probably 3 feet, and these shelves will have to be, this one will probably be cut in half, and then everything will be moved this way. Actually, I'll probably just build a shorter one and then move that over here and build another 8-foot section for that wall. But then a heater will go in that corner, so that's the plan anyways. But the shed is turning out very nicely. I was over at Rudy's yesterday doing some work on magnetos, and then he had a bunch of tin left over from re-roofing his house. So he let me salvage some of it, and I've got enough tin to do the shed here. We've already cut it to length. I've got my ridge vent or ridge caps here from him. So that is what I plan on doing on Sunday, is putting the tin on, and then it's pretty much done except for paint. So, but really quick, I want to recap on the construction of these doors. I had some scrap 4x4s, and they're not really true 4x4s, they were off of a pallet, but I used those in the top and the bottom sections to basically give me something more to screw the hinges to. So if you look here, I use TRX screws for the hinges. They're a little bit bigger, beefier screws, and that's what I screwed into the bottom of the door frame on the inside, that big 4x4. So everything worked out pretty good though. The doors, they closed beautifully. You know, it's not it's not a shed like you would buy from a landscape yard or anything, but I think it's almost a little bit better just because I built it. So I mean, I'm no construction guru, but let's close it up here. So this, you guys can see here the waviness right here. I'm gonna hit this with a big sander and try and smooth everything out. You know, I'll do that before I paint everything, but for now it is what it is, and it works great. So we'll go ahead and put the pin latches in, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of room in here. It's just it's filling up fast. So but once we get everything in the garage situated and finished off, we can put things that we want in the garage back into the garage. And the ultimate plan is to get everything out here that I can put in bins and totes, like extension cords and, you know, just random garage stuff. I want to put that in here on the shelves, and then I want to empty out my crawl space in the basement, because that's where we have like all our Christmas decorations and stuff like that, and it's just a pain in the butt to dig it all out for Christmas time, and I'd rather put it on the shelves in the garage. So that's kind of the plan. But other than that, you know, the roof paper, that's easy. You just start at the bottom, you know, roll it out, staple it down. I just used a hammer stapler. Then you go up, overlap. I overlapped about 2 inches and just work your way up. The last piece you do is the ridge, because that overlaps both sides. So that's the way I did it, and it turned out pretty darn nice. So can't complain there. And I do apologize for not showing, you know, the construction of the doors, but it's just 2 rectangles. That's all it is. So 2 rectangles. Put the siding on the front. Then I put my trim on it. Put them both. I put one in place, and then I used a piece of 3/8 plywood underneath the door frame to elevate it. So there's a 3/8 gap on the bottom, and there's about the same at the top. So, and I just, you know, mounted my hinges, and that was it. So one thing that I do, what was I gonna say now? One thing that I do want to get, I can't remember what I was gonna say. When we finish this shed, I'm going to do a recap video of the things I learned about building a shed, and I'll have to write them down, because there's probably half a dozen things I learned, you know, just my first time going through a shed. But it's not that hard. It's difficult by yourself for sure, but you can manage, you know, if you do it somewhat safely. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I'm probably gonna, I don't even know how many more vacation videos I got, at least 4 or 5, plus I've got the one from Hans that we took out in the Colorado High Plains desert, you know, tractor riding. So that's gonna be kind of the cherry on top. I'll save the best for last. So Hans, thank you again for inviting me out and treating me to those tractor rides. It was very much needed, and I really enjoyed it. So next video will probably be vacation stuff, and then, you know, we'll do the wrap up on this with the tin work on the roof. So that's gonna do it. We'll talk to you guys later, and as always, thanks for tuning in. I'm going inside, and I'm gonna take a break because I've been on my feet since 4:30 this morning. So talk to you guys later.